I'm your host, Jade.
And I'm your host, Emma.
And this is Lashing Out and Nailing Life.
We're in Jade's studio again.
In our same clothes.
So
you can guess when this was filmed.
We're trying to get back on track with our filming schedule, so we're trying to catch up on things so we can have some time to figure that out.
Yeah. And I think every time we film in my studio, I'll most likely be in my scrubs anyways, and I do my hair the same every day anyway, so I will probably just look the same.
I might look different. I don't know.
But yeah, so this is going to be a shorter episode. We've said that before, and we yap, so there's no guarantee.
Hopefully.
But we're going to be sharing our little hot girl routines and what we do to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah, things that actually work for us.
Yeah, and I just want to do the little tagline of the same things do not work for everybody. So,
yes.
And that's a big thing in our industries. I feel like in the beauty industry, people get hooked, they see a skincare routine, and they're like, oh, I need to do that so I have the same skin as her. Everybody has different skin. Everybody has different hair. Everybody has different nails.
Yes.
What works for us may not work for you.
Yep. That's why it's important, especially for all of those, that you find a specialist.
Yeah. So, just a disclaimer that just because it makes us feel good does not mean it will make you feel good.
Yeah.
I'll start off strong because I was talking to my Bible study last night about this and they all thought I was insane. But I've been resetting my sleep schedule, so I go to bed between 9 and 10 and I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. That is not for everybody, and everybody I've told thinks I'm absolutely insane. But I have been really enjoying it. Today I slept in a little later just because I could feel my body needed it, because I only started this reset a week ago, so my body is still adjusting. But those days that I wake up at 5 a.m., I go straight to the gym, and then I come home and have a good breakfast, and I have time to get ready for my day. That's been my new thing that I've been doing for myself, and I have been feeling a big difference. I feel a lot more productive. I feel like I get a lot more done in my mornings, obviously, because now I have 7-hour mornings instead of my tight little 5-hour mornings. Get up at 10, get up at 9 and only have till noon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what my... I go through phases where I'm like really good for 3 weeks, and then I do something that totally messes everything up, and then it takes me 5 months to get back into where I am.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do when you said like I'm resetting my sleep schedule, I was like, actually same. Because when I went and visited my grandparents in February, they're on East Coast time.
Yeah.
And when I came back, my sleep schedule was normal, because I was going to bed midnight there, which was 10 here. Yeah. And then I was waking up, I can't remember what time I was waking up, like 8 or something, which is like 6 here. And so when I actually came back, waking up at my like 7 a.m. time and going to sleep at 10 was so much easier. Yeah. So trying to do that. Not 5 a.m., but 7.
I used to get up, maybe not 5, but I used to get up at 6 pretty consistently to go to the gym, because the class, I guess I used to have to get up at 5:30, because the class I used to take was 6:15, and you have to be there like 10 hours before. I don't do a class anymore, so I'm trying to run my own schedule. But I had gotten it pretty secure in January. I was doing really good the whole of January, and then I had to get emergency surgery in February, and then I had the flu the first week of March, and then my brother was in town for the rest of March, and everything just kind of unraveled and flopped away.
It doesn't take a lot, you know?
So April has been dedicated to trying to get that back for the most part, because I am a morning gym girl, but half the time if I go to the gym for 6 or 6:30, I am at the gym for an hour to 2 hours, because I am just a gym rat, I guess. I like my long gym times. So if I go to the gym at that time, I don't get back until like 8 or 8:30, and at that point I have to leave at 9 for work. And it's just like, I have no time to myself. Like, the gym is my time, but then I have no time to get showered and eat and get ready. So, like, that's why I'm getting up at 5 a.m. is just because for my schedule it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you prefer to go to the gym at night, then it's just about factoring that in. And, like, that means you'll wake up later because, like, you're going to the gym at night. So, it's just, like, if... One of the things that makes me feel better is my gym time. So, like, it's just about lining up your schedule.
Things that make you feel good and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying harder to get back into just my regular skin and honestly like shower routine, because the last
It's not talked about enough how hard that is.
Oh my gosh. And the last like month or so, my shower routine has been absolutely disgusting. So trying to get that back on track, and I'm setting reminders so I don't like get sucked in to things and then it's midnight. So yeah, and then I have a red light therapy routine and skincare routine that I've been trying to get back into, to where I'm doing that at night because my mask is self-timed for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, so nice. I use a specific brand that I talk about all the time, and I buy them for my clients all the time. But anyways, and so it turns off at 10 minutes, and so because it's on your face and you can see when the lights turn off, I try to just like decompress and close my eyes and listen to like white noise and stuff. So I'm trying to get back into that too. Because I really like, I don't know what happened, but boy, it was like I went from working out every day after work and doing all of these things, and now no, we're not doing any of that. So
I think it's just once you lose your routine for a day, and then a second day, and then a third day, you're done.
Yeah.
And then it takes, like, it's a well-known fact that it takes 30 days to get a routine back up and running. So the fact that you can lose it in just, like, 24 to 48 hours, but then you have to wait 30 days for it to be back set in place is crazy. Because, like, my skincare routine right now is non-existent, which is really embarrassing because I am an esthetician. But you talking about that, like, I really need to get that back under wraps. I don't know. Skincare routine, I think it's because I do skincare for other people during the day, and like I do lashes for other people during the day, that I just get home and I'm like, I don't really want to touch that or look at it because I've spent all day looking at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hearing you talk about that, that's something I need to get back into doing for myself because it does make me feel better. Like I got to a point probably a year ago where I had like my study routine I was doing in the morning and at night, and like 2 times a week I was using a hydrating mask because I have reasonably dry skin and it's Colorado, so we all have reasonably dry skin. And then once a week I was doing an exfoliating mask. You'll be lucky if you find me doing a mask once a month now. So
it's so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. Yeah.
And so it's, like, the routine I've managed to get back recently over the past month has been my hair routine. Because if you know me, I've been trying to grow my hair for the past like 2 years, and it just seems to be like thoroughly stuck here. But if you talk to when I say thoroughly stuck here, it's like, I don't know, what, 6 inches below my neck for people who can't see the video.
Yeah.
And I just want to get it down to the bottom of my back. But ideally, I just want it below. I'm just going to say it. It's a female podcast, I feel like, for the most part. I just want it below my boobs. And any girl you talk to, it is so normal for your hair to get stuck above your boobs and not to grow below it. And I think that's absolutely insane.
Mine now.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah. And if anybody...
And mine's grown so much.
I was looking at yours when
mine
we were walking in.
Mine has grown so
yours
much.
Yours has grown a crazy amount.
To the point where I'm also really tall, and I was thinking, like, I wear my hair up a lot anyways, and I only wear it down when we're doing stuff like this or when I'm going out. And so I was like, you know what? I might invest in, like, a good set of clip-ons. We've got our friend who specializes in extensions, and she, like, color matched me. And so now I'm just waiting for the 26 inches, which sounds ridiculous. But she was showing me, she was like, so they come down to here on me. And I was like, oh, so they'll come to, like, right where my back meets, like, right at the And I was like, that's exactly what I need. And then I can not have, like, so much hair all the time.
That's fair.
But have it some of the time. Because this is the longest my hair's been in a really, really long time.
See, my hair feels like it's been the same length for probably 2 years now. And I don't know, it's just stuck here. I think it's, I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I stopped doing was, cutting it myself, which I know you don't do.
No,
so I think that helped because then it was actually like being cut properly. And I stopped, which I don't think you lighten your hair when you get it colored, do you?
Not anymore.
Yeah. I stopped lightening it as much, so I probably lighten it like once, maybe twice a year, and then I just like color over what's left until it gets cut off. So.
Well, I told her I get my hair done on Friday, and I told her specifically because I want to get it brighter, but I told her just work with what I have and like do what you can with what I have. Like I'm not touching bleach right now because I'm trying to grow it out. I think the last time I touched bleach was last September. So, like, it was recent-ish. I feel like you went blonde or... Yeah, so it was recent-ish, but I've decided I don't want to do that for a little bit, and, like, I started taking a new collagen and biotin supplement, which is supposed to be good, and I started that. I'm halfway through my second bottle now, and I know, like, I'm not going to see results for 3 to 6 months. I'm not crazy. Like, I do know these things take time. And then, so, like, taking that is just, that's been one of my things that is making me feel better about myself, because collagen also helps with muscle recovery, if people didn't know that, so it's also really good for the heavy gym people. But otherwise, for my hair care routine, like, I go to the gym and then I will come home and I'll put oil in my scalp and I let that sit for anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, and then I will shampoo that out and do pretty much my everything shower. Like, Thursdays are dedicated to my hair and my body that morning. So I'll, like, shampoo that out, and I always double shampoo, and then I will put in a conditioning mask and I'll let that sit in my hair for like an hour. and then I'll rinse that out, and then I think I have 2 leave-in treatments that I put in it, and I just let my hair air dry. I don't use any heat on my hair either, so like I don't know why it's not growing.
Yeah, I don't.
But if anybody has any tips and tricks.
So my hair routine, I only wash my hair twice a week, and I do that because I wait until, you can't really tell because I put dry shampoo in it because I knew I was gonna wash it tonight, but I basically let it get like as oily as possible because I wear it up all the time, and people never tell. It's actually really funny because I will have my hair up in a ponytail and be like, this is gross, we're washing this tonight, and a client will come in and be like, your hair is so shiny today, and I'll be like, it's dirty. And then I just have my I don't even use masks anymore. I just use my hair shampoo and conditioner, and then I have a keratin repair oil.
Is that the K18 one?
Mine's Lonza.
Okay. So
And it's just like, and it's just like I put it in my hair when it's wet, and then I let it air dry. Recently I learned I should be blow drying my scalp, so because that's supposed to help with flakiness.
Oh, interesting.
Something about because it's so like I have such thick hair and it's so like concentrated in the water, like sits so long.
That's fair, yeah.
That it builds up so I'm supposed to be doing that. I have not done that yet. I did it one time and it definitely helped, so I need to do that. And then I use the keratin stuff, and I feel like it's made my curls went away for a long time.
Yeah, they look amazing.
And thanks. My hair's dirty.
Same. This is day 6 hair.
So my curls went away when I was doing the bright red-ish orange hair, if you remember that. Yeah. And I think I was just overdoing it because I was lightening my hair and then putting permanent color over it. Yeah, so my curls just like went away. So I think the keratin stuff really helped. I've been wanting to try the K18 since I am licensed. I can like get all their stuff. Yeah. But I don't know.
I like their bond repair. And I will use that like once every 4 weeks, depending on where my hair's at. I have a new obsession with the Verb Ghost Oil. There's this girl on TikTok with the most amazing hair. And like I said, the same thing does not work for everybody. And I do know that going into this. But she was looking for a new hair oil, so it wasn't even one she used. But the whole comment section kept saying, Verb Ghost Oil, Verb Ghost Oil. And I had never tried it. I'd been using the Moroccan oil, light, because I have light colored hair, not the dark one. And I like that one, but it's definitely a heavier oil. Verb has definitely rightfully named this Ghost Oil. First of all, it's a clear oil, which are really hard to come by. But second of all, it is so light. It just like makes your hair shiny, which is what I have on it right now. And I really like it. It's made my hair a lot softer. And like when I was talking to Jayla about trying to grow my hair out, she was like, well, if it's growing at the root, which mine is, it grows a lot at the root. She's like, you're probably just dealing with breakage in that. Right. And like I can tell significantly from this oil like how hydrated my hair is. So like I don't think it's been breaking as much. Like I keep looking at my split ends.
That's how the keratin one was, and that one's more like a yellowy, like it's not super dark either. Yeah. But I've been wanting to try their stuff, but then since we're talking about things that don't work, Olaplex was a huge thing. Even when I was in beauty school, that was like everyone's obsessed with Olaplex, and I think Jayla uses Olaplex now. But I had heard it was so heavy. Everything I used from them was heavy. And because I have curly hair, I have gone through so many things that are like for curly hair, and it's so heavy because it's not like for my curly hair. Yeah. And so I had tried my friend got her hair cut, and her hairdresser used that oil on her, and it smelled really good. And it made her hair like seem really soft when they blow dried it and stuff. And so I was like, I'm gonna try some. And then I feel like it helped again with like the breakage and like the split end situation that I had going on. Although now that I'm looking at my hair, it's been feeling really dry lately, and I've definitely been skipping on my oil. And now that I'm looking at it in this perfect lighting, I was also just telling Jayla how I need to get my hair cut, and I thought, but it's only been a couple months, and I think I need to get my hair cut. So might be doing that today.
I'm kind of shocked at how well mine's been holding up. But my hair care routine has been like one of the biggest things that's made me feel better about myself.
Yeah, I feel like just having some sort of routine, whether it's even just like you're gonna get up 40 minutes earlier so you can like relax while you drink your coffee or listen to a book or something.
That's something
I'm a big sleeper, so all my stuff's at night.
That has made me feel better is I finally nailed making iced coffee at home.
Nice.
So that's also a budget saver, but it also like makes me feel accomplished every time I make one now, because it actually tastes like a store, like I've been to a cafe. So that's been something is making that homemade.
Yeah. My routine has just been like wild. So I want to get back into, we talked about this in the last episode, I want to get back into my meal prepping. I want to get back into like making meals and things that also, so that way when I get home I'm not as sleepy or immediately hungry. And then that makes me not want to go and like exercise, which I need. And then I'm trying to also get back into the routine of on the nights when I am really tired, or it's like Wednesday when I'm super late, that I like get back into my stretching routine, because I was stretching this morning and my hip flexors are awful. They're so tight, and like I have really, I don't know, I have loose ligaments, but I also have tight ligaments. I don't know what's going on, and my hips were so awful, and like to the point where I was like, this hurts, and I was like, I need to stretch more. This is awful. So, yes, getting back into routines, having a routine is good. Yeah. Self-care is important.
I mean, I have tons of routines I want to, I don't know, this year just kind of shook up all my routines. So, like, right now, my 2 steady routines are, like, my gym routine, and I say steady, and I started redoing that, like, a week ago. So, like, steady's a loose term. And then my hair routine, which I've been doing every Thursday, and I've been doing that for a solid 8 weeks now, so that one's pretty much solidly in place. But it's like I used to read every night before I go to bed, and because I'm trying to go to bed between 9 and 10, it's like I get ready for bed and then it's 9 or 10, so I'm like, well, now I gotta just fall asleep. I don't have time to read. So like I need to start giving myself enough time to read again. And like I literally bought all the stuff to like do a Bible study every day, like just like of a verse, like do like a soaps of it,
like a little devotion,
or just read a chapter of a book in the Bible. And I bought all this stuff for it. That's as far as we got in that. I have the notebook, I have the pretty pens, I have the like the Bible study Bible, like to write stuff in, and it's like I just have it and it's there.
Yep.
But I do a Bible study once a week, so like that's a routine that I have, and I do really like that. And like we've actually been reading a book for anybody else who goes to church and is Christian. It's called the Winning the War in Your Mind, and I do heavily recommend it. But it's about changing your mindset from thinking like negative thoughts and changing. It works either way. So if you are not Christian, it's just changing those negative thoughts into positive thoughts, or putting a positive spin on everything. Yeah. So it's God's collateral goodness, or like you could just look at it as the world's collateral goodness, depending on your outlook. But it's replacing your negative thoughts with positive Bible verses that, like, for example, I worry about my finances, so it's about like God will give you the wealth you need, or all the different like ways of just switching up your mindset. So like that's been a weekly routine that I've been really enjoying, and like the book is really relevant because I feel like in today's society it's so easy to slip into negativity,
fear, and all that kind of stuff. For sure.
Yeah, so I guess like that's another routine I've been trying to get into, is like for every negative thought I have is having 3 positive thoughts, or just at the end of every day I write down 3 things I'm grateful for, because even if I've had the crappiest day in the world, hey look, I had food, I had clean water, and I had a home and a bed to sleep in. So it's like at the end of the day, you always have things I actually think that's a big hot girl like habit that everybody should have, is writing down 3 things at the end of every day that you're grateful for, because that just makes a big difference.
Yeah, and also that way, because I have a book also that I kind of do that with. It's not regularly. But it's nice to like when I do sit down and do those things to look back and see like how my mindset has changed, or what I'm more thankful for, or like goals I've accomplished. And I wouldn't say I'm big into like the astrology, sun, moon, stars alignment thing, but anytime someone tells me that it's a certain type of moon and you're supposed to write down your manifestations and put them under your pillow, I do it. And then I can like go back and see what ones I've actually done and what ones I'm trying to achieve still. So
there's a big thing to say for like getting into a routine of like writing goals and writing down what you're grateful for, because they really help put life in perspective.
And sometimes like seeing it helps you visualize like what you need to do. With like my meal prepping, I will write, or just like cooking in general, I will like write down if I find a recipe, I have a bigger notebook that I transfer it to make me remember that I found it. And so I can like visually see like, okay, this is what I need to do and this is how it works. And so I do that with a lot of stuff.
There's a lot to be said for handwriting stuff too, because we live in such like a tech driven generation. But like if you actually handwrite something down, you're more likely to remember it.
Yep.
Or like goals wise, you're like really setting it in stone. So that's another big thing, is like actually taking the time to physically pen and paper write stuff down.
Yep. I find that if I write something down, even if it's on a piece of paper that I lose, I remember it more than if I jot it in my phone, like notes.
In the notes, yeah.
Because I'll put it in the notes and then I'll forget it immediately. And like something about actually writing things down, like I do paper inventory and everything like that, because I typically end up forgetting my inventory list at the studio, and then I come home and I'm like, oh, but I remember because I took a picture of it with my brain.
So it's just another little habit, is writing things down instead of typing things out.
Yeah.
No, I think what this episode has helped me realize is I need to get back into some of my other habits, and
me
we can do an updated episode.
Yeah, when we were talking about this, we were like, oh, we have routines, and I was like, I'm not doing any of my routines right now.
So we can actually use this as an accountability thing, and then in a good 3 months, once we've got those in like 3, because once you've done something for 3 months, it should, I don't know, I don't think I've ever actually steadily done something for 3 months, so maybe that is our challenge to ourselves.
Maybe.
Is to try.
Because my thing is, I don't know what I have. I'm sure I have some ADHD thing or whatever, but
definitely same.
But like that thing of I have to set like smaller goals, because if I do things like, say I'm gonna do that for 3 months, then I'll be like, well, the 3 months can start tomorrow and tomorrow. Like I have to do more like, I'm gonna do this every day this week.
Yep.
And go from there.
My thing with my like form, I'm positive it's ADHD. But I have to do things when I want to do them, because if I don't do it when I want to do it, I'm never going to do it. So last Thursday, I have Thursdays off, and I have therapy every other Thursday. So last Thursday I didn't have therapy. I had the whole day to myself. And typically then, like, my mom and I will go get coffee or get lunch together. But last Thursday, for some reason, I had this motivation that I was just going to put all the clothes away in my room. And that really doesn't sound like it should be a whole day long thing, but if you had seen my room, you would know it had to be a day long thing. Things had gotten bad. So I spent that entire day putting all my clothes away, reorganizing my closet, reorganizing my drawers, and I got it all done in that day. And I was like, okay, tomorrow we're going to work on this area of our room. Nah, that was a Thursday thing. I don't want to touch that anymore.
One of my routines used to be tracking my cycle with my hormone levels, because a lot of times it's connected to that too. Like when you're in certain parts of like your cycle, you feel more productive, and like the easiest way to explain it is like when your body is like, we're ready to create something, then you're more productive, because it's just like, that would be,
wildly enough.
And then there are some days where you have almost, it can really make you feel manic. Oops, I popped my case off my watch. It can really make you feel manic, because the same thing, like, oh, I'm going to refold everything in my drawers, and I'm going to reorganize my closet, and then tomorrow I'm going to move everything out and I'm going to dust. And then tomorrow comes and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
No, I still haven't gone back and done anything. Like I keep telling, I'm like, it'll happen when I'm ready for it to happen. I just can't force myself to do things, because if I force myself to do things, I end up like kind of slumping into the depression aspect of things, and then I'll get anxious about it, and it just kind of spirals. So I really just have to listen intuitively to like when I want to do things. Like right now I want to reset my sleep schedule. And since that's a schedule that I'm resetting, it should become a habit. So it's just, I don't know. I think that's like the biggest thing, is just listening to yourself and doing what feels right. So, like I said.
And start little. You don't have to be that girl overnight. Like you can like make those little goals, and if one of the things that you want to do is eat better or wake up earlier, like start with something small. Don't be like, okay, I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to get all of this stuff done, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go to work. Like try, because I just know that doesn't work for me. So if it hasn't worked for you, then try being like, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try like going to bed earlier and then waking up earlier. And then you can add, once you feel like that's a cycle. Because I even tell clients with their cuticle oil. And they're like, well, how often should I apply it? And I'm like, anytime you think of it. Because then you're just getting into that rhythm of like, oh, I need my cuticle oil. And then before you know it, you're applying it 3 times a day, because you've been applying it every time you thought about it. So, making habits, it's hard. I used to do the habit tracking where you would like write everything down and check it off every day, and that helped until I didn't have time to actually make the habit tracker to do
I
it.
also feel like sometimes that just makes me feel bad when I don't do it, and it's like you don't need that. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's positive reinforcement, but then sometimes it's like negative because you look at it and you're like,
And I'm not
well,
one of
dang it.
those. I'm not one of those where it's like, oh, I did this for a week and now I get a treat. I'm almost the opposite. Like, well, I didn't do anything today, so I should get a treat.
Yeah. We did our best.
I'm like, oh man, you know what? I deserve it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my biggest tip, because you mentioned healthy eating, is because I've been trying to get back into healthy eating because that is something that slipped along with the gym at the same time. I used to be really good at counting my calories, and I really liked doing that because I'm a numbers person.
Mm-hmm.
So not only would I count calories, I'd count macros. So I was really making sure I got everything I needed. But right now that seems really daunting since I haven't done it in so long. So like what I have been doing is I've just been switching to eating healthier foods, not necessarily paying attention to how much I'm eating of these right now because I'm just not there yet.
Yeah.
But I am making sure to make those healthier, proactive choices. But I am also allowing myself to have that like sweet iced coffee or that brownie or whatever I am craving at the same time. Because the big thing with healthy eating is if you 100% control yourself into healthy eating, you're going to end up resenting yourself.
Well, or you'll binge.
Or you'll binge at the end of it.
I have a client who's a dietitian, and she very much believes in still giving yourself treats, because if you don't, even if you just like change the treat, like now you're into frozen fruit instead of ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
But not restricting everything, because it can lead to you.
I think scientifically it's just supposed to be 80-20. Like 80% is healthy choices, and like you can have that 20% of treating yourself. I think that's like the scientific, like what you should be doing.
Yeah, because if you do too much, then you can.
You have to be careful.
It can backfire really hard. So that's kind of been my thing too. Like, I haven't meal prepped in so long because I bought a bunch of these frozen bowls, and I was like, I'll take them when we don't have leftovers. And we like don't do as much. And I used to make like turkey meatballs and like really delicious things, and now thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time. I need to get back into. And I think a lot of it too was we thought we were going to move out in April.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out how we were going to do all the tours and how we were going to do everything, and financially how we were going to make it work, and like all that kind of stuff, that I kind of threw everything out the window and was like, I'll fix it in April. And then April is here, and I am like, well, at least today's Tuesday, because now I can get back on track with everything and stuff. I did do my nails, though.
They're super cute.
I did them very spring. Yes, doing Jade's tomorrow.
Or she would have done it 4 weeks ago by the time you guys listened to this episode 2 weeks ago. Whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, the big thing with routines is just being kind and patient with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're just being hard on yourself, you're not benefiting at all.
Yeah. I feel like you can apply it to our businesses too. Like getting into, if you want to do something more with social media, with with whatever, you want to work more days, you want to figure out your hours, just getting into that routine of, like when I first started, even just my like taxes and accounting side of things, I would put off kind of accidentally because I wasn't used to it. And then I have to do like 6 months worth of bookkeeping, versus now I'm like 31st or whatever the last day, because February doesn't have a 31st, but like the last day of every month I do my end of month report. It makes me feel better because I get to see like how much I've made, how much I've spent, how much my business has grown. I get to see like, okay, you should not buy anything next month because like I just did. I bought a bunch of Korean gels that I didn't need. But just like now I'm in that routine to where I almost get itchy at the end of the month where I'm like, oh, I need to do my report. Like I really want to do it now. So yeah.
But I think this was a good like checkpoint for you and I. In 3 months we can go over again what our healthy routines are.
Can you imagine if I'm like, so
it's actually
still haven't done anything?
Hey, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's whatever's working.
Well, and like another one of my goals is I really want to slip back into my workout routine, especially since now I have a goal of possibly going to Coachella next year. I'm like, oh, I really want to like get in hot girl era. Let's do it. Yeah. We're gonna do it. Yeah. But yeah. So
I mean, my
don't be too
routines
hard on
might
yourself.
just be different in 3 months.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, who knows?
What's the other thing is it's like different routines fit you for different seasons.
Yes, and I think it's important to
things have to
adjust
adapt and change.
Yeah. And there's going to be some that stay, and there's going to be some that change, and there's going to be some that should stay year round, and some that should change, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
the big thing, like, as a gym person is, like, you can't be cutting all the time, so, like, that's a routine that has to change. Like, bulking and cutting, you have to switch off.
Yep. My
goal is to cut and then just be able to match my calories and eat even once I've got to where I want to get to.
Yeah. I
don't wish to getting... I love the gym, but I don't ever wish to get in the cycle of bulking and cutting. It's just not for me. I would rather, like, get to where I want to be and where I picture myself, and once I'm there, manage.
Yeah, that's kind of how I think what'll probably end up happening, I say this all the time, but we have not gotten there yet, is what I want to do is, like, get down to a good, where I feel more in shape, and then work on, like, the building muscle where I want it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's kind of more my goal, because we all can't have an hourglass figure. And I'm built like an upside down Dorito, so I have really broad shoulders.
So mean to yourself.
I mean, I've accepted it. I know how to, like, dress now, so I don't look as unproportional, but I have really broad shoulders, and so I think eventually I'll probably, like, my shoulders and arms are going to be bigger than the rest of my body, so I need to figure out how to balance that a little bit, but yeah. It's good to have routines.
Yeah.
And be patient and easy with yourself. And again, this is all connected to every episode we've done, but, like, not everything you see or every trend that you see. I remember, speaking of skincare trends, I remember when that, what is it, Mario
Badescu?
Yes, was super popular. And I thought it was, like, elite fancy skincare as a teen. And they sold it at Urban Outfitters, which should have been a red flag.
Just a little.
But everyone was using it, and they were like, they had, like, a green and blue cleanser, and I think I got the green one, and it was like I don't know what kind it was. But I don't have bad skin, and that made me break out so bad. Like, ridiculously bad. Like, my mom was like, are you okay? Like, were you a late, like, acne bloomer? Because she never had really bad skin either, so sometimes it's like, if you try something and you notice it's not working, I mean, there was a big thing with the rice water hair stuff too.
It just looked like too much work for me.
Well, it's a lot of work, and, like, I don't know if it's just because I know a lot about food, but, like, it's just starch water.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you could probably buy starch and mix it with...
Yeah, no, that's fair.
The only thing that I could maybe think is, like, the rosemary water I've been seeing, because rosemary is, like, a plant versus a starch, but...
I mean, the scalp oil I use is rosemary and peppermint, but because
it helps stimulate, I think, the peppermint and stuff. But then some people were having, like, their scalp was, like, peeling, like, psoriasis from the rosemary, probably because they were allergic or it was too strong.
Well, you have to dilute it. These people that were putting straight up essential oils on their scalp really scare me. Because you shouldn't be really putting direct essential oils on any part of you. Yeah.
Unless you really want it to die. Like,
they
will kill things.
The other thing is leaving it on too long. The longest you want to leave oil on your scalp is for 4 hours, because otherwise you're really risking it clogging your pores. So that'll cause all the problems. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, like, if you're oiling your scalp, you have to double shampoo. You just do.
Yeah.
So it's just, before you start on a new routine or a new habit that you see online, please do your research. Like, please look at multiple people that have done it and, like, listen to different perspectives.
Yeah.
I think that's just the biggest thing is some of these routines. Like, if you
listen
to them.
Like, wait a little bit and, like, wait for the trend to kind of sizzle through a little bit, and then you'll see what actually works and what actually doesn't.
Like, the scalp oiling has been around for probably over a year now, I think, like, steadily in social media. It's always been a thing, but I think
do we remember the snail mucus, whatever that was?
That was a trendy trend. That went quick.
And it's not around anymore. Why? Because it didn't really do anything.
Yeah. It's just another moisturizer.
Or, like, when everyone was doing coconut oil for everything coconut oil. And I think the only thing I did with coconut oil, which my mom had hers was different, but again, different people, different things, And the only thing with coconut oil that I did that was different, that made a difference, was I was putting it on my eyelashes for like 2 months. And I think that just like kind of kicked it back, like reset my eyelashes. But past that, I don't do it anymore, and my eyelashes are beautiful, so.
I used to use coconut oil as a makeup remover because it was just a natural form. Because I've never looked at the ingredients in it, but the Clinique Cleansing Balm works the same way coconut oil does, as in, like, it melts with heat. So, like, I used to use coconut oil just as a makeup remover. And obviously, I would cleanse after. Please don't leave coconut oil on your skin. It will clog all of your pores.
Well, and then, like, I think my scalp is sensitive to coconut oil, because back to, like, the hair oils and stuff, I got this one that said it was advertised for every color, kind of curl, but I think a lot of times they're formulated for like ethnic, like African American hair, and like that thick, more like dry kind of. But anyways, so anything that had coconut oil in it, my hair got gross faster, and my scalp would be itchy like the next day, because it was like my scalp was dry but my hair was greasy, and I was like, what is happening? So now I use a professional brand. But yeah, I think you just wait a little bit. It's kind of the same with like certain technology. If you wait a while, when something new comes out, they end up fixing the bugs, they end up fixing the issues. I've even seen with like certain musical festivals I've looked at, like if you wait and do like weekend 2 or 3, they've like worked out all the kinks by then and like figured things out. So waiting is also good.
Waiting and doing your research. Those are the 2 things. Diving into anything and not doing your research is not fully advised.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. And ask some professionals if it's a big trend, because we try to keep up with that stuff just for our own knowledge.
Yeah.
And if something comes up, skincare or hair or nails or whatever, and you're curious about it, oh God, there was a trend. They were calling it Brazilian nails, because I think it was started in Brazil, where people were painting their nails like basically up to their knuckle with nail polish, and then they were cleaning up everything around it to get like a perfect, really close manicure. That's super bad for your skin. Like if you're using regular nail polish, super drying, the acetone, you should not be using that much acetone to remove it off of your skin. No. If you're doing gel, you're exposing yourself to high levels of chemicals all over your skin. And people were like, it's made it so much easier. And I was like, oh no, this is really bad. So ask also. Ask your local beauty professionals what they think.
It's like right now, it's a big thing that cluster lashes are really in, and they're great for temporary use, but if you are leaving them on for more than 5 days, all the packaging says 3 to 5 days. I want to be super clear. None of these are really advertising that you use them for a week or longer, but some people are like, no, I can get them to stick really well for like 7 to 10 days. Or I had a girl that was like, yeah, I just wear them for 2 weeks. Cluster lashes, not good. Each individual lash on your
I saw the video, that video where it's like she's like, if you do individual ones, and she's like, if you do the clusters, and I don't know if they watch this, but if you do, this is a PSA. My mom's friend's daughter started doing the cluster lashes at home, and she used to get lash extensions all the time, and my mom said she already had a really bad habit of pulling them out. So we thought, which this might be true too, that the clusters, when you're pulling them out, you're pulling out like all of your eyelashes from that place versus like one individual eyelash. And her eyelashes are so short that she can't even put anything on them now because they won't attach.
So the problem with clusters is they grip to more than one lash, whereas lash extensions grip to one at a time, and all of your individual lashes, like the video Emma was talking about, they grow at different rates. So if you have one that's growing significantly faster than the other ones, this one is going to pull them all out. So then you're pulling out like, because those adhere to like 20 lashes, I'm going to say. So you're pulling out 19 lashes. Yeah,
because it's like basically putting individual, like if you cut up a strip lash and then did permanent glue. And then I could just think about like, when you're doing one eyelash, even if you're picking at them, pulling at them, whatever you're not supposed to do, it's still less damage than if you're ripping off a permanently glued on basically strip lash. That's going to take all your eyelashes.
They're really dangerous if they're not done correctly. Like, you can leave them on for, I honestly would top out at 3 days personally. I would not advise doing anything longer than that because your lashes all grow at individual rates, but
I feel like they're like press-on nails. Like, I feel like press-on nails are really good for... You don't get your lashes done often, you don't get your nails done often, you need them for a weekend, and you're going to take them off when you're done. Because I've seen people who do even press-on nails, like, pretty religiously, and I have yet to see, which, if you do press-on nails regularly and you think your nails look beautiful, please send me a picture. Because I've seen press-on artists where their nails don't necessarily look damaged, but you can just tell, like, the skin around it and the overall, like, healthiness of the nail doesn't look great.
I know when I was using press-ons, I was shredding the top layers of my nails.
And they'll even have videos of, like, how to properly remove it and how to do all this stuff. And I'm like, I think it still makes your nails really thin.
Yeah.
And it'll affect how the skin around your nails grows. I don't even know how to explain.
Well, especially if they're not fitted correctly.
Right. When I don't know how to even explain, like... Because everyone has different nail beds. But the specific artist that I've seen, it's almost like she has really long nail beds, but they're like, the skin around it is almost so puffy.
Oh, yeah.
That it's swallowing her nail.
Yeah.
But, like, her nail, like, from the video, you're like, oh, her nails look fine. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, but her nail looks really thin and flat. And then the skin looks really strange, like, just doesn't look as healthy as, like, maybe they could be if she wasn't ripping off, like, you know, because they have all these tricks. You dip them in oil and all this stuff, but you're still ripping off.
Yeah, you're still not taking it off.
You know, and think about, I always try to compare things to things people are more aware of. Like, if you soaked your hair in oil, it's not necessarily going to fix any of the issues.
Yeah, no.
So, you know, just, I think that thing, like, I'm even looking into getting into press-on nails, but a specific one, to where it's even, like, you wouldn't have to necessarily rip them off when you're done or remove them. You could just take the... Oh, yeah, those Transformer nails. I've told you about those.
Yeah.
And I think you follow her. Where you can just take the tips off and then let this part, like, grow out.
Although somebody brought up an interesting point is, could you grow, like, mold and bacteria in the little opening?
Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I read that in the comment section and I was like, wow, I hadn't even thought of this, but now I'm scared.
The one that I've seen, the girl that I follow, she does make little caps.
Oh, okay.
So it's, like, you take off the long part and then you put this little, like, almost stopper in, but you can still get stuff in between.
Yeah.
So then it would be one of those things where, like, you would probably have to, like, wash them every night or whatever. But I'm going to see if I can make it better, maybe. Saying that pretty quiet. We'll see.
No,
but yeah, we're looking into either me possibly fixing some of those issues or figuring out how to work off what she gives us file-wise, but...
We've definitely tangented away
for sure, from routines.
So, I think we'll end it there.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and then we'll do, like, in 3 months we'll go over whatever routines we have then, so...
And I said this in the last episode, but in our next episode is episode 10.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We will have done 10 episodes. I can't believe we made it that far.
We've done it.
We did it. We jumped into this. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. I love yapping. But our next episode is going to be kind of a more casual, not that these aren't casual, but like even more casual talk about like life, what's going on, just like maybe some interesting things that
just catch up with
we
us.
We want to talk about. Much. I mean, I even saw, what was I listening to? And they were just talking about like their favorite candies and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
So we'll do extra comfy casual girls on a couch / maybe Jade Studio, depending on when
whatever works out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah. As usual, all of our links to everything will be in the description. I mentioned the Finchbird app way too much, but They do send you reminders for special tasks if you need
for building
a
routines,
specific
for sure.
app.
Yeah.
I wish they would sponsor us with how much I maybe I should reach out to them and get a little code or something.
Yeah.
But it's really helped me just with like right now with the weather being warmer, it sends me a notification to like, hey, did you step outside today? And it wasn't just walking to your car. And I'm like, oh, no, let me go do that right now.
Yeah.
So little things like that, and figuring out what works for you. So anyways, all of our links will be in the description, our business Instagrams, the podcast Instagram, any other links you may need or want.
Yeah. And then if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment them or DM us. And then if you have any ideas for future episodes, let us know.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'll see you in our little catch-up. And if you guys have any questions or anything you want to know about us for that video,
yeah, if you want to know what our favorite candy is, or if you want us to, I don't know. I feel like it's weird to mention brands we use because we're not being like paid to advertise them or whatever.
But if we talk about them enough.
I know. But I'm like, if you want to know specifics of certain brands of things or whatever, and not like we would have to be paid to, I just feel like maybe they don't want us to talk about it unless they're like getting something from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
just ask away what you want to know.
Yeah, any of the things. I'll try to post some things about asking us questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so till next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.